What's up everybody, my name is Cavity, and as a certified candy husky, I think it's only right that the first video I bring to you on this channel is about candy. So this morning I went to the beach after probably getting too little sleep, and before I headed home, I decided to stop at the grocery store. After making a mad dash for some bread and standing in the checkout line simultaneously freezing due to being covered in ocean water, and staring into the abyss of the lottery machine in front of me, while the in-store music clouds my thoughts, I snap out of it and realize I'm out of bubble gum at home. I notice the juicy fruit. I slap it onto the conveyor belt and take a moment to have a flashback to the time I was chewing juicy fruit and it horrifically melted in my mouth and turned into probably one of the worst experiences of my life. Upon arriving home, I realized that I'd never quite learned all those years ago why exactly juicy fruit did that to me. I even recently had a conversation about it with my friend. So, I decided to do a bit of digging, and as it turns out, there is a lot I don't know about juicy fruit. Open a hole in the hill, or run and drop the gum down into it and cover it up. The moles or gophers are attracted to the scent of fruit, but when they eat it, they can't digest the gum and it kills them. Is that true? Take a look on this website. Okay, so there's one comment about it. Oh, then there's this person. Pee on them. Have your hubby save his urine and pour dashes of the urine on the mounds. The gophers move. One person found this helpful. Anyways, I made a poll on Twitter asking if you had ever experienced juicy fruit just melting in your mouth suddenly. And it was supposed to last 24 hours, but I'm an impatient husky, so, you know, I'm doing this video now with the 8 responses that I got. And it turns out, there are some blessed people responding to me who have never had this experience before. You apparently have been spared by the gum liquefaction devils. That is a hard word to say. Oh my goodness. Yahoo Answers has some different stories though, so let's take a look there. Ew, juicy fruit gum just became bitter and turned to liquid in my mouth? Best answer. Ew, yeah, juicy fruit sucks and I'm never chewing it again. Alright, cool. Why does gum turn to liquid when I chew it? Can I possibly be able to digest the gum? After about 5 hours of chewing any brand from juicy fruit to icebreakers, the gum will get slimier and slimier, then it will liquefy. I go to take it out of my mouth and I notice that I can't. I have to hold on to it until I can spit it out. Juicy fruit turns into this thick, opaque yellow stuff. Huh. Musical Slurpee from a decade ago says, gum itself is fully digestible. The rumor that it takes 7 years to digest is an old wives' tale. To prove it, stick some gum in a glass of water overnight. Your stomach's acid can dissolve and break apart the gum without a problem. If the chemical balance in your body is acidic enough, or produces enough of a certain chemical to break apart the chemical bonds of the gum, then the gum is going to get slimy, runny, and possibly discolored. This is nothing to be alarmed for. So, you know, that is a pretty concise comment. It makes sense. There's an explanation as to why people think this happens. And then we got this guy from 3 years ago, Strata, who says, truthfully, I think it relies upon how and the place you're chewing it. Case in point, I hate it while human beings make noises or chew with their mouth open. In case you're chewing it discreetly and in a well-mannered way, what's the vast deal? Additionally, it extremely is no longer proper to chew it at particular cases or places. Case in point, I wouldn't in any respect chew my gum jointly as giving a lecture, nor could I settle for it from scholars, the two. So this guy doesn't really know what's going on with this question. Here's another anonymous Yahoo question. Says, is juicy fruit supposed to liquefy? I'd been chewing juicy fruit gum for about 3 hours, and during the last class of the day, I just sort of kept getting mushier and mushier until it turned into a liquid and mixed with my saliva. I had no place to spit the stuff out at, so I had to wait until I was walking home. So I spit the crap on the sidewalk, and it was a big puddle of white liquid, and I'm like, what the frick? This was really weird. Best answer from Harry P. a decade ago. Ew, dude, but I think you chewed it too long. And I mean, sticks of gum aren't that strong anyway. Good reply, good answer. You know, you chewed it to death. Mamma mia, a decade ago. Okay, so that guy didn't get any answers. What about this guy? Gum turning into liquid? I was chewing a piece of Hubba Bubba bubble tape. This isn't about juicy fruit, I guess, but close enough, I guess. For about 3 hours while at the theater. It started to taste funny, and then it turned into this disgusting white liquid. The gum is pink. Why did this happen? I've chewed gum for hours before, but that never happened. In response to the best answer from Anonymous 9 years ago. Chewing gum is a combination of water-insoluble and water-soluble ingredients that is held together by its elasticity. Basically, after so much chewing, you wore out the elasticity of the gum, and the ingredients fell apart, causing the chewing gum to liquefy. You know, that sounds like a rational, at least, answer to the question at hand. So Anonymous 9 years ago, in response to this question, I've chewed gum to the point where it started breaking up in my mouth and tasting really nasty. I just spit it out and chewed another piece and I'm still alive. Good for you, Anonymous from 9 years ago. Glad you're still alive and kicking. Don't know what dying from gum had to do with any of this. So there mainly seems to be a theme of people chewing gum for 2 to 3 hours and the gum liquefying. Like what happened to these people here. I was chewing the same piece of juicy fruit all day long at school, starting after lunch, on Friday, and at 8th period, I was chewing my gum, and all of a sudden, it turned into liquid. This was the most disgusting thing I have ever tasted. The whole piece of gum turned into a runny paste, and I had to walk out of the class without saying anything, and spit it out into the bathroom. Never chew juicy fruit. Pretty bold claim to never chew juicy fruit, but I can understand it. In response, he gets, I can't stand gum after a couple of minutes. Most of the mint ones lose their flavor and gets all bitter. I don't like many other kinds, except for Boobalicious Watermelon. Alright, fair enough, I suppose. And then another response this person received was, I'm going to try it now. The other things I've seen are people who have eaten a food with the gum in their mouth, causing it to liquefy for whatever reason. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. And I've also seen people who have left the gum in a hot spot for too long, and that caused it to liquefy, which I guess would make sense because gum can melt. For the most part, it can melt. I guess sometimes even your own mouth can get too hot for your gum, according to whatever this is. You know, I don't really feel like I learned anything from this experience. I guess I was hoping for some kind of huge scientific explanation, but instead all I got was, your spit do that. So, you know, I guess that's a better answer than nothing, but I feel like I kind of already knew that answer and I was expecting something different to be happening. Because I've only personally ever experienced it happen with juicy fruit gum, so I was like, ooh, maybe there's some kind of ingredient that I don't know about that makes it liquefy when you, I don't know, do something with it. Chew it for too long, or chew it for too long. Well, anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I have been Cavity the Candy Husky, and I'll see you in the next upload. Bye!